Hi guys, welcome to a special live edition of the Colchester Sports Podcast. We're here covering some Colchester Hockey Elite League games. We actually just played in a game against each other. First time I played against pickup.
Played against you before.
Pickup.
Yep.
But yeah, first league game, so it's kind of fun. But I know you got a lot to talk about tonight, but just want to set the stage here. We had 3 games tonight on the Wednesday. First game we had Hogs and Titans play. That was a huge battle of the beasts, I guess. There's 2 big teams playing. We just had Bud Heavy, the young guns of the year, playing against the vets, Colchester Excavation this year, the red team. And then now on behind us here, we have Underground Snacks playing against your Purple Dragons. So where do you want to start? Do you want to break down the Hogs game first? And then
Yeah. I came in about halfway through the game. It was 5-2 for the Hogs. They looked better. They looked like they were a step ahead. Titans were missing some bodies tonight. It just certainly showed. You know, we don't talk about Fraser White enough. He wasn't there tonight. I don't know if that was the difference, but Spencer's getting in the zone. I think he's ready to roll.
I think you're right. I think he is dialing in a little bit. Spencer's had a good game. Do we have the score, official score?
I think it was 9-5.
9-5-ish. So a lot of goals, high-scoring game. I think it was predicted that it would be this.
I did predict it was going to be a low-scoring game based on the 2 goalies. You know, both teams showed up tonight. I think Jay Reese had a couple goals. So when Jay Reese has a couple goals, you know it's going to be a high-scoring game. But no, 9-5. Didn't predict that. Missed that one.
But yeah, a lot of scoring talent. And I guess it is beer league, recreational hockey, so it's going to happen. And yeah, we just had a huge game. Bud Heavy coming in. They were started the year 2-0, and then they've lost 2 now, and now tonight
3.
The 3rd one. So you played on the team. You're in the dressing room.
Yeah.
The veteran presence, Marty. I actually got to say it first. I thought you played a good game.
Thanks.
You
too.
You even played in when?
I haven't played in a year. Really?
Yeah.
I played 1 game in the winter, towards the end of the year, a mean-nothing game, didn't mean anything. I actually played defense, which I'm not very good at defense. I don't like skating backwards. Don't see my own end very often. But no, it was a good game tonight. We lost 6-3. First thing I got to start off by saying is I got to tip my hat to Brent Walters. That guy is on a tear. He is the reason, I believe, fully, you guys are undefeated right now.
You're not giving anybody else any credit.
I mean, it's hard not to give you credit. You're atop the leaderboard. Not anymore, actually. The game behind us, Sam has a couple goals, so that will put him ahead of you. Yep. But you guys just play well together. I don't know what it is. There's no big hot shots. I mean, you guys had and we could touch on it later, a pickup. Mark Coyne played for you guys tonight. Really helped your back end, I found. I believe that's another goal for the Snacks. These guys are just eating these guys alive.
5-2 right now.
But Mark certainly helps your guys' back end. Callum Bouma is, I think, an underrated hockey player. He played really well tonight. And, of course, you can't forget about the studs back there. Bobby Moore, he never looks out of place. There was a point in the game where the boys looked over to me and they said, is Travis even playing tonight? And I looked down and I couldn't find him, so I thought maybe he was taking a long bathroom break. I don't know. But he was out there. But it was a fun game. I had fun. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. So let's break down a little bit. We had 9 forwards on red tonight, 6 goals. Are we giving those credits to the forwards, or are we talking about the other story on the other side?
I think there's a bigger story. So let's back up here for a second. We were in the dressing room before the game, and it's a younger crowd. You know, they get the music bumping, the spirits are high, the guys are ready. You know, they're shooting the shit. They're just ready to go on the ice for warm-up. And there's just a presence about that team. Braden Schmidt is just smooth. He's smooth, man. When he makes plays out there, it looks so effortless, and that's when you know you got a really good hockey player. But I've said this before many times, one guy cannot win you hockey games, especially in beer hockey or gentleman hockey, competitive gentleman hockey. So we got down pretty early, and it was pretty evident the boys were on Cookie pretty hard. And you need your goaltender to make some key saves when the momentum, that's another one. Momentum swings in this type of hockey go a long way. And I think we scored to make it 3-1. And our bench was starting to feel something. We thought the tide was turning. And then you guys came down the next shift and scored. And the charisma on the bench just dropped. it was just like, what do we got to do? There was even a point there where we thought about pulling the goalie for the rest of the game because we were just like, we don't know what to do here.
I did hear a sarcastic cheer from the bench too on a Cookie save. You know, Patrick Wall, remnants of that, right? You know, the whatever Carey Price, same thing. Yeah, what was that like being on the bench for that? The guys just playing around? Yeah, guys just playing around there, or is that kind of like a boys will be boys?
Yeah, I think that was just them again being really hard on Cookie. I think they, you know, when you have a league with Dylan and Spencer and all the other goalies, like Alec McDonald's playing tonight, Dalhousie, Brent, like can't forget about him, and then you bring a guy still in high school, just graduating. You know, he puts a lot on his shoulders, and he wants to perform. And tonight he just didn't have it. I mean, a couple of your guys' shots. The first goal was a tip in. The second goal was, I think, a great pass from the corner. The third goal was just a broken play in front of the net. Like, it's not all his fault. The guys are pretty hard on him, though. You know, I really feel like if they were a little more on Cookie's side, you know, keep his spirits up, one big save, I think, would have changed that game.
Shout out. There you go. Bud Heavy, keep a cool head. Maybe the veteran presence, maybe that's what they do need.
They need, I don't know what it is. They play good, they play hard. You know, the boys all like each other. They've all grown up together. This is different hockey out here, fellas. I'm sorry, but you need a team effort, and it starts between the pipes. So, Mitch, it's not your fault tonight. You know, a couple bad bounces. Again, Brent played unbelievable. We could have easily won that game. I might have taken a dumb penalty late in the game when we might have had some momentum going. But again, arguably we played better that shorthanded than we did most of the game. So
I'm going to say, I think Red, Coach Esther Excavation, with that effort, we shouldn't win. And I was saying that to the bench too. I think that wasn't a good game. 16 shots, maybe 19 shots. I don't know what we finished at. Outshot, you guys had 35, I believe, on Brent.
yeah.
We're not gonna win in the playoffs. We shouldn't beat that team. We shouldn't beat that Bud Heavy with 16 or I'll call it 16 shots. And we're not gonna beat the Titans, the Hogs, the Snacks, even Purple. 16 shots on McDonald. You know, I like his chances, right? So Red had a pretty poor game. I think we're lucky to come away with a win on that one. And I'm sure that Bud Heavy team's going to be back. We play them again, of course. They'll be back with the vengeance for that one.
The boys are looking forward down the schedule. They were all concerned about who they're playing next. It's the Purple Dragons that they play next. But hey, that Purple Dragons team, you know, it might be 6-2 out there, but they were ahead in this game. I think is it Alec or Ali?
Might be Alex, but it's a C in the name. But I think it's Alex.
Mr. McDonald, if he's able to play, then it might change things around for this team. But we'll see. You know, today is the roster deadline day, so we'll see how things go. But
yeah, let's chat. I think we could chat about that. I think like we see now, Purple's missing Gavin tonight. They do have G in the lineup, and we did bring Alex McDonald, which is somewhat against the roster rules right now. This was cleared by the Underground Snacks team for tonight. Currently score 6-2 or start of the second period. I think this is something I'd like to see permanently changed as, you know, stepping back just as the organizer of the league. You want 6 teams that can all compete together and all play, and you have a chance to win every night. And I think Purple might need this little boost. They're 0-4 right now. Tonight is the last game of their first round robin. And I mean, if you just base it, if the game ends now, you're 0-5. So you lost to every team that you played. I do think that this is a good call. We'll see. It still has to be cleared. It's against the rules. I get that. So I'm still going to put it out to the captains, and there'll be a vote likely. But I don't see it not passing. But you never know, because you look at Bud Heavy. Bud Heavy's going to.
I'm sorry. Crocker just scored nasty goal.
Another goal there, so 7-2. But you're going to look at Bud Heavy, who's going to be like, hey, we only have one Q guy. What about us? So it'll be interesting. I just want even games. I want even teams. I want guys to have fun, and I don't want a team to go 0-10 for the summer league. And
I don't think they're going to enjoy it much either. A couple of the guys are in the store today, and you know, when one of the guys was just like, you know, who are we playing tonight? Are they any good? And Alex Clark and I kind of just looked at each other and said, yeah, they're pretty good. And you could just see their faces like, oh. I just want us to win a game, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't have that.
Yeah.
So, yesterday when we talked, I think I said that I didn't think this was a good idea. The more I see it, watching that game, first game tonight, even our game, and now watching this game, like, the 5 teams are just a little bit ahead of where the Purple Dragons are. And that's nothing to say against them. Like, it'd be different if Gavin and G could play all the time. And again, I fully believe you need a goalie that's going to stop some pucks. And nothing against Colby. He's only played for a couple years.
Yep.
His level probably isn't there yet. And I think he might be the first to tell you that. I don't know, but I think he's playing tonight out.
Yeah, I think he's a defense, I think, so he jumps into the lineup, so he does get to play. Colby, too, like, if there's a Purple goal, but if Colby wants to play goalie and if Purple wants him to play goalie all summer, but not have fun, you're playing with your buddies, you're having a good time, hopefully. I would love that.
How can you argue that?
Yeah.
Right?
As an adult goalie, I picked it up late in life. If I got to play 10 games and go 0-10, but I got to play against the kind of skill that's out there, I'd be happy, honestly.
I think we're going to pause for a minute because we're going to have a special guest.
All right, so we're back. We're joined by Kalen Backer, captain of the Bud Heavy team, ex-CEC Cougar, just played this past season, had a great season with the Cougs. And now leading a young Bud Heavy team. Started the year, we just mentioned, 2-0. We're on a 3-game slide here. How have you found the CHEL? Welcome to the CHEL. This is it.
It makes it fun to come to the rink when we know we're gonna have a good time. I know all the guys they like to hang out before the game and a bit after. We're enjoying it so far.
That's sweet.
That's one thing I noticed being in the room tonight. The boys like to have a good time. They get the music pumping, things are flowing. Spirits are super high.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, Kalen was unable to be tonight. Priorities, as you can see. He had a baseball game, but it's fun to be in that locker room.
Yeah, and so in the locker room, we got a bunch of guys. Nick Marshall, I like to talk about, but he's got a lot of skill. But we also got Weatherby and Field, and we can't not talk about Braden Schmidt. So what's it been like to play with a Q player like?
He's been real big for us coming out. We're short D numbers. Obviously, most guys, not many of us want to play D, but the few D we do have. But he's been huge. He's been a big guy to step up for us so far this year.
Definitely 2 goals tonight in the game and a 6-3 loss. Shot, he can shoot. That guy can shoot.
He can shoot. He's got such a smooth. Like I said earlier, smoothest skater I think in this league by far.
And it looks like it's almost like Chase Carter. They look like they don't try, but they can do whatever they want. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just gonna. The stick skills are incredible.
So you guys now, I guess us, I'm part of the team. Yeah. Gotta remember that. So we're on a 3-game losing streak here. Halfway through the season almost. What's going to change? What do you think we're going to change?
I think we just got to come more focused. I don't know. I don't want to call out any teams here, but I think next week is the time to end it. We got the Purple Dragons, so I'd hate to call somebody out here, but I think we're going to end it next week.
Next week, yeah. So we just finished the first round robin. Every team's played every team, so now we're restarting the round robin. And you guys got the Purple Dragons. First meeting of that was 7-4 win. Guys look good. Purple looked good too, though. It was a fun game to watch. That was the first game I walked in, and there's guys you guys know each other. A lot of the guys know each other on those teams. So it was super cool to see you guys on the ice having fun. It was about having fun first, which I know sounds corny, but once you get old, that's what it's about, I guess.
We had a short segment on the last podcast episode, which I believe you watched and listened to. So what's your take on the celebrations in the CHEL?
I think it'll fire up more guys if they know that
good or bad.
Good.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna come after them if everybody's in agreement that we're allowed or we're it's gonna be a thing we do.
For sure.
Guys get hyped when they score, so I think they need to let that emotion out.
We didn't see any tonight. I was kind of hoping that was the game, the Red and Bud Heavy, but I feel like because we were up 3, it was kind of like a, once it gets a certain goal spread, you're kind of like, okay, it's not appropriate. Like, that makes sense. You don't want to go up 6-0 and be high-fiving guys. Like, it's a bad look. But then they started to come back. Anyway, it just didn't flow properly, I thought, tonight. But anyway, we'll see. I think there's still a spot. There's just got to be a right, like, you got to approach it the right way.
Yeah, for sure. I noticed, so Nick scored our first goal, and when he scored, like, he just did a loop around the boards. And I, like, was going to, like, trying to get the fist bump, like, fire the boys up. I think that's another aspect of it we didn't talk about. Like, when you're down a goal or down a couple goals and you score and the fire starts building inside you, you're going to get excited and want to celebrate. The snack scored earlier and Navarro was going around like this. Like, it's celebrate, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sweet.
So, final question for you. All the teams make the playoffs, but, again, you guys, we really got to start picking things up. Today's the roster deadline. You want to break any roster announcements for the Bud Heavies?
We've added 3 Junior A additions. Noah Latimer, he played for Truro. I think he plays Junior B now. I'm not 100% sure. Simon Mullen joined as a spare for our D, and then we've added Andon Firmage as well, 3rd Junior A guy.
Nice. I got to ask, though, there was talks about Melanson.
This guy just...
So one of our guys is pretty good buddies with him, so I mean, he threw it out there, but then he recently said that he's probably going to be away for most of the summer and not before playoffs. So
Seattle prospect.
Seattle, yeah, I think he's. I don't know if they're eliminated AHL team or not, but he's playing for them. Yeah.
Probably got some off-season work to do, get ready for that.
Can you imagine Jacob Melanson skating around here?
NHL.
We're all excited about the Q guys and whatnot, and then you get this guy coming in here, the NHL prospect playing in the CHEL.
Oh, I love it.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming on, Caleb.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for playing the league, and we'll see you on the ice. Hopefully, I get to play against you next time. And Cam, I want to play against all those boys, but it was fun to play against the kids tonight, and we'll see you on the ice next time.
For sure, yeah. Thank you.
Sweet. All right, we're back here. We just talked to Caleb. Now we got Spencer Maskell, captain of Maritime Fuels, now Colchester Excavation in the summer. Long time. You've been with the CHEL since we started. I mean, last summer, right?
Yeah, I've been with the CHEL since you guys started.
So long time supporter, and I appreciate that. Winter League, you got bounced by the team that went to the final, the Macintosh Marksmen, but still had a good season. Usham had a good season. Red had a pretty good season.
Yep. I think I would have to say we probably had our best season since the start. And when I say the start, I mean the start of our team. So we started our team about, I believe it was 7 or 8 years ago in the DeBerk Commercial League. So we've all been, the core of our team has not really changed. We got the McHughes, Oostrom and Net. Like, the core of our team really hasn't changed, but we've picked up a few, I'd say, good additions along the way, like Callum Bouma and Brian Grew and a few good defensemen from other teams. And I think that really contributed to our success this year. I mean, we finished second overall, and I think something that really hindered us was, with COVID and stuff this year, we had a few blackouts, and then games kind of got pushed. We actually went, I believe, it was over 4 weeks without playing before we played our first playoff game, right? Which it was, and then Macintosh came in, and they had a great team, right?
They had a good team.
They did.
And I was lucky enough to be on that Party Ice team back in, I think, 2017 in the Commercial League. We had that dream run.
Yeah.
And shout out Corey Fields. I got his jersey this year, right?
Yeah.
Number 25. So, but yeah, it's fun to be back with the boys. I'm just jumping around the league here, trying to play with different people and have fun.
Yeah.
We've had some success. We're 4 wins, no losses, and 1 tie in the first round robin. We got 5 more regular season games. How do we get past, though, this regular season success and early playoff woes?
Well, right now we're too heavy relying on our goaltender Brent Walters. I mean, everybody's seeing his save percentage, right? Our first couple games we played very well, but tonight we got away with one tonight. We played the Bud Heavy, which is a young team. They easily, I think they doubled us in shots. They easily could have won the game. Brent held us in, right? You can't rely on your goaltender all the time like that, right?
100%.
I mean, we have enough firepower on our team that shouldn't have happened. But playing against a young team like that, that's something that can also happen, right?
Definitely. And I think we took them a little too lightly. And I mean, they had some sparks there too. It was 3-0, and then they got one to make it 3-1.
Yeah.
And but then even at the end, it was 6-2. I don't know, 5-6 minutes left, and then Braden Schmidt, you can't let that guy shoot from the slot.
Nope. And they have another guy there. He wears the fishbowl.
Nick
33. Yeah.
Marshall. Yeah,
He's a great.
he's unreal.
player.
Yeah.
That guy gets the puck in the slot.
You can't talk about him too much because guys make fun of you. I gave a bunch of compliments, and they're all I was getting made fun of for talking about him too much. No, but he's a wicked player.
When you're good, man, like
That's what happens.
yeah,
Well, it is, right? You have to compliment the good players. And that's the thing about this league. I mean, you look at the game going on behind us right now, right? Like, there's a ton of talent in this league. That underground snack roster, like, that's going to be a tough team to beat this year,
100%.
right? I mean, we've had a lot of success early, but if we keep relying on our goaltender through the year, we're not going to have that success come playoff time.
I think with all teams making the playoffs, you don't want it to happen, but you kind of hope that somebody sneaks up and upsets them,
Yep.
and then everything goes well.
Like this, I mean, we were talking 7-2, 7-4 now. You never know if they played first round. You never know. Like,
Yeah.
Gavin's not in the lineup. If they allow Alex to play, like,
Well, I mean, they were up 2-1 at one point in this game, right? Like, anything can happen, especially in the Gentlemen's League. Like, anything could happen, right?
100%.
I mean, I think it's no secret that that our team would be the underdog team when you look at the rosters in this league, right? Like, I think we have, 2 Junior A players, maybe? Ex-Junior A
We do, and we have Chase on the. So
And we do have Chase, which is obviously a phenomenal hockey player. He plays pro hockey, but we've only had him one game, right?
and he's
So
not going to be there much.
exactly.
We have Uma, who played junior A,
Yeah.
and then Brent. Brent played a little bit in the junior A,
Yeah.
mostly in junior B, but he's still highest player B.
Exactly. Yeah.
We did just add Mark tonight on the roster.
Marco Coyne,
was a
yeah.
big pickup. Big pickup.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to play anymore, but
He pretty much just said, whenever he's home. I believe he works at Cabot Links.
I think so. Yeah, what a job that would be.
Oh yeah.
he's a caddy, isn't he? He said he was a caddy.
Yeah, he's a caddy up there.
He's telling us some stories.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There goes G with the sorry Marty. There goes G with another goal. 8-5.
Wow.
This is beer league.
Exactly.
This is gentleman's hockey.
It's not over until
It's right. Yeah, that's like when we were playing, and I think it was 6-2, and the boys were trying to figure out on the bench like, when's the time to pull the goalie? And then one of your guys took the penalty, and we're like, now, pull him now, right? You get one now.
I believe there's still like 3 or 4.
Yeah, like there was lots of time left, but when you throw out you and Bryson on the penalty kill, and your speed, like there's not much we can do.
Yeah.
But you guys still scored on that power play. I wasn't on the ice, but you did score
Yeah,
on
you
that
did,
power
yeah.
play. I think Chris McKenzie was probably on the ice for that one, I think.
Yeah. I was also on the ice. We won't talk about what happened there. Somehow Chris ended up on my side of the ice. But
I just have a question, like going back to the commercial league, like how would you compare it to this and how things are going?
so I guess I'll rewind to when I first started in the commercial league, which I believe was 2015. So that's 7 years ago now, or 8 years ago now. The league was really well run. It was run by Derek McKenzie at the time, right? So the league was really well run, and I would kind of compare it to similar to what you guys have going on here now. But then, it took over a couple new owners, and the league really started to fall apart. And then COVID hit, and the league shut down. We played a little bit that first year, I believe 2020, whenever COVID was. But then things really started to go downhill, and then you guys started this league, and honestly, we couldn't be happier, right? Like, not only are there guys looking for a place to play, but it's like what I said to you guys, last week there, like, to play competitively. I mean, you look at the talent that's in this league, right? To give guys a place to play competitive, where you're tracking stats, you're tracking standings, like, it kind of gives a meaning behind playing. You're not just going out and playing pickup and throwing the puck around, right? So it makes it more fun for guys. Like, our team couldn't be happier with this league. We said that this year, and I mean, Maritime Fuels had a lot of success in the competitive division this league, right? Like, we were a fairly solid team, but we had a lot of fun. Like, we always say, it doesn't matter if we finish last, we always finish first in the dressing room. Like, our team
That's
always
what it's all
we
about.
have that morale,
Yeah.
right? Like, and that's kind of, we've had this team so long now that, like, the core of our team, like, we have summer parties, like, we go to the golf course and have summer parties and stuff, and, like, I think that stuff like that, too, like, now we have the summer CHEL, like, things like that, like, events like that, we could even do league events like that to kind of make it a little more fun for guys, right? Like,
Good idea. Yeah.
right? Because, like, most guys in this league, whether you play on the same team or not, we all know each other,
We all know each other.
right? Like, at one point or another, everybody's played together, right? So, yeah, honestly, we couldn't be happier with the league. Awesome.
That's good to hear. I like that. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely doing our best. Marty doing a wicked job with Instagram.
Absolutely.
Like, does so
Yeah.
much. We got this podcast now going. what other gentleman's league has like?
Well, exactly.
This is sick, man. But while we're having fun, like we're just gonna kind of keep pushing at it. But yeah,
But again, like this is the kind of stuff that, like, again, like I sponsor the team now with my own company, right? So like me as a sponsor, this makes me want to put my money towards sponsoring the league because you're getting a little bit of recognition now, right? Like whereas before, you spend $2,000 on a set of jerseys for a bunch of guys and you don't get anything for it. Now it's like you guys are promoting it, and that actually really helps with local business, right? Like, I mean, same with Darren, right? Like Darren has the Underground Snacks. That's a fairly new store to Truro, right?
Yeah.
But now he's getting all kinds of social media presence, and I think it's a really good thing. I really do.
it's awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for jumping on.
Awesome. It's great.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Have a
Thanks,
good
boys.
season, and
Appreciate it.
yeah, we'll see you on the ice.
Keep up the good scoring. And
Awesome. Thanks, Spencer.
Thanks, Spence.
We got a special guest for you guys. We're here with the reigning MVP of the Recreation League, Jason Reason. This is a treat. It took us a while to get you on here. It took some peer pressure from some friends, but you're here.
Feeling a little anxious, boys, won't lie to you.
You can't, man. You can't. So I just have to ask, how's the league so far? What do you think?
Honestly, it's been unbelievable, an absolute treat. Playing with the likes of Spencer Maskell, guys like that, it's honestly, it's a real treat so far.
You played in the winter rec division. You were the MVP. How do you feel this summer? I mean, this might be the most talent we've showcased in the CHEL this summer. The amount of Q guys we have, the amount of the new young guys we have coming up. You got 4 goals now, 5 games. How you feeling?
Well, for starters, let's not get out of hand here. Let's not be ridiculous. Rec league had 3 teams. Tried my best, but this league so far, honestly, it's way better than what we thought it was going to be. Some say it might even be better than the winter.
I think it is. I think it is. I think we have, like I said, we have 2 pros per team now, 6 teams, 2 pros, sorry. And man, I think we got more talent in here than we did in the winter. I do. And I think the Hogs, we got to talk about the Hogs. Kind of the representative for the Hogs. Do you want me to call you captain? Representative for the Hogs. But there's a lot of comparisons being talked about from the winter Hogs to the summer Hogs. And which team is better. Winter Hogs, they did win the Winter League, the Winter CHEL. Summer Hogs had a rough start. You're on a, 2-game win streak now?
Yeah, we're doing much better lately. We had a rough start. Boys just had to start playing together, right? We kind of threw 2 teams together, made them one. And then once we got rolling, the boys just started passing better and getting going the last couple of games. But it's starting to become a lot more fun. Everybody's starting to get along. And honestly, I think it's going to come down to the wire by the end of the season. Everybody's seems pretty even.
I think so too. I think we got 6 teams. I was messaging Alex Phillips today. First time he played the rec division as well with you. Yep. Now he's on. You pulled him onto the Hogs. He was saying how good the dressing room was, and I think that's so important. Like for beer league or for gentlemen's league, you just want to go and have fun. But it's nice to hear him. I didn't even ask about it. That's what he said. He just said, "Hey," I said, "How's it going? How you feeling?" And he's like, "Man, the guys just the room has been great." But I do want to talk about one guy in particular. Probably my favorite player in the CHEL. He's got to be my favorite player that's played in the CHEL. Carson Landsleeve. That guy.
He loves.
That guy is hands. He's the player. I gotta say this on camera. Told you guys both. He's the player that I wish I was. He's got hands lightning fast. I played goalie against him last game against you guys on Sunday. Lightning fast hands. I was like, whoa. I even said that out loud. I was like,
He had a couple beauties tonight.
couple goals tonight. One backhand.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was nice.
Yeah. Anyway, what's it like? You kind of scouted him. You kind of have a connection there. What's it like to play with him and just be around that kind of talent?
Met him last summer and we became buddies. Met him through a couple of the other guys on the team I had last summer, and he's actually was just going to start out as a spare. Wasn't sure if he had enough time to play, and then things just kind of worked out. Him and another player on our team, Ben Sheffer. They've always been friends there from their junior careers, and he's just kind of starting to come into his own. I knew he was going to have one of these games eventually, and luckily it came when we needed it most. But he's really enjoyed himself so far, and I honestly think that once the league keeps progressing over, you know what I mean, it started last summer, and as we keep going a couple more years, I think the talent just only gets better because more people hear about it and they want to play in the summer. So hopefully even interviews like this help get the word out. People see stuff and want to play.
So that brings me to a topic I kind of talked to both of you about as well. Maybe we do an elite open division, and then we do a competitive division. So guys like me would be competitive probably, but then you have, even if it's just 4 teams or 3 teams, and you have Higgins, you have Carson, Colby, all the guys, Brent, Spencer, Scott, like the best players, basically the whole Snacks team. Can't forget Merle, Archibald, all those guys. And you put those all on 3 or 4 different teams, and even if it's three teams, you get the best talent playing against the best talent. You get guys getting reps when they're home for the summer for their teams. Braden Schmidt, of course. Maybe we look at that. I know the worry is always, is there enough players and is there enough guys? So, but it's something that's definitely, like, this is my brain always going, right? And then we have guys like, us, the rest of us, who still can skate, still can play some hockey. We can just play in a competitive league where some junior A are allowed, but all the Q guys would be up, and most of the junior A guys would probably be up in that upper tier. 4 goals, playing with Carson, Bruce. I want to talk about Spencer Scott.
Bruce is unreal, by the way. Just gotta add
my
that
question was going to be, what's it like playing with Bruce? I know you went from, playing last summer, you got to play with Carson and Chase and Ben and Gavin. Should I go on?
We'll stop there. I think that was about it.
But then you went to, and you played in the rec division this year, and like, even you played with Nathaniel, like, he's a good player. You can't forget about him. And now you're playing on the Hogs. And it's like you're trophy chasing.
I kind of am, to be honest, if you want me to be completely honest.
But now you play with the likes of, again, you're playing with Carson and Ben, but Bruce. Like, what's it like playing with Bruce?
I think the biggest difference with Bruce is probably he's around 40 years old, and playing with guys like that, he has the speed still and the skill, but it's the IQ. He just plays the game different, right? You can tell his feel for the game against the boards, just in the spots where it needs to be. And he like tonight, he put the puck right on my tape, right? I didn't have to do much to get it into the net. So playing with guys like that just make it easier for me. I can finish when I need to, but I can't. I can't do things. Like
so
those
right
guys
there,
can.
he said something that makes me not like your idea. So when you have, and being honest, you're not a Bruce Gillis.
No,
right?
definitely not.
None of us are. So when you get the chance to come in a league like this and play with a guy like that, play with a guy like, we talked Braden up tonight, like to play with those type of players, like.
Or against,
right? It's exciting.
And not to cut you off, but some of those guys, like say around my skill level, they might not want to make the jump because it might be too intimidating. Me personally, I have a bigger drive to want to be better, and like if I'm around better players like that, it makes me better. I learn the game and process it faster. Where in the rec, it was fun playing with some buddies, whatever. I mean, there might be less teams, but it was still fun. But it's not making me better. Like when I'm having to sit there and, I mean, not the.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Horn here, but like having to kind of facilitate the plays and almost be like a Bruce in that league. Do you know what I mean? Where it's a completely different game. It's honestly, to me, this is hockey. That's more like house league style. Just kind of one person take the puck and see if you can go score. Where this is passing, cycling, and real actual hockey, and I enjoy it. And to go back to what he said. I know you asked 2 questions, one about what you just said and then the other about Spencer Scott, but an open division wouldn't be a horrible idea.
I don't like that anymore after you just said that.
But, yeah,
Myself included. Again.
the main but there would be basically what you just said, where there might be some guys around my skill level and lower that want to be like, yeah, it would be great to have an open in the summer, whatever, almost like a rec, but one, there's only one ice surface in town
That's
during
the
the
hard
summer,
thing right now.
so it's hard to book. And then 2, I mean, personally, after going through the rec league where there was less teams, I know there's going to be more this coming winter, but I don't think it is quite as enjoyable. Where you're playing the same guys over, and it gets chippier, it gets just more things.
You almost have to think like, let's just hypothetically say you take the whole snacks team because they're that good.
Yeah.
Right? You take a couple guys off each team. Do you really are we really going to get enough guys coming in to make
No, that's
those
probably
other
the main
teams?
problem. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It would be great. It's a great idea, great concept, but I just don't think there's enough interest there. Like, you want to keep 6 teams in a league like this because it's the bulk of your players are going to be AAA and up. Do you know what I mean? Like, where there might be a handful of guys in this that, like, maybe less than 10, honestly, that didn't at least play triple at one point in their life. So some of the rec guys also just sit out the summer. They play golf and rather wait for the winter. So, I mean, it makes sense to kind of just keep one league in the summer, but maybe just keep having more teams. I mean, 8 would be fantastic.
8 would be nice. 8 would be fun.
But I don't want to forget your other question about Spencer Scott.
So let's go back to Spencer. So you played against him last summer.
He's hard on himself. He's hard on himself.
He had you guys were 0-2-1, 1 tie, 2 losses to start the year. You were texting me.
Not his fault.
You were texting me though, and you were pretty down. You now bounce back 2 games, 2 big wins. Spencer, I think for me, he's always the backbone of the team. I always like last summer when I messaged him, it's like, hey man, we're not a great team. You're the all-star, and he's like, yeah, I'm in. He's always game. Now you guys got some guns: Ben, Carson, Bruce, Mackey, even on the point, Phillips. But I guess what's he been like? What have you learned from Spencer in the locker room, and then what have you seen him on the ice?
He seems like a really serious guy, but he's always got that joke locked and loaded. He had one tonight. I'll keep that in-house in the room, but he had a pretty funny one tonight. And he just brings that extra fun in the room, and that's probably what Alex Phillips was saying too, where it's fun. We honestly stay sometimes for an hour or two after a game and just have a beer or two and hang out like we've known each other for years, which is great. And that's another thing that's good about having some older veteran-style guys on your team. It doesn't take long to just everybody, the camaraderie and stuff where it's not just about winning, you know what I mean? It's more fun. Like these guys, everybody's competitive nature kicks in. You want to win. Every team does. But I think a team like ours, it's more just having fun, drinking some beers after, and like winning's great, but we did the same thing when we were 0-2-1. And I mean, that's the fun part with me in this. Like growing up a lot, like we didn't have that around here. So having a league like this locally is great, honestly. And a lot of guys might not say it, but like I think we all appreciate it and want to keep it going. But not to get too sidetracked. Obviously, Spencer Scott, he's one of the best goalies in all True, if not the best. And he sometimes, like, a bad game for him is having a 900 save percentage, you know what I mean? So, like, he's hard on himself, and he'll be the first to tell you. But all the guys know that even in our losses, it wasn't his fault. It's a goalie can only do so good with what's in front of him, right? And
case in point, our team tonight.
yeah, I mean, there you go. Like somebody might try to blame the goalie in that instance, but yeah, every goalie might let a shitty one in here, one or two every now and then. But what are the D doing in front of them? How much are they? When they blocking shots, how much effort are they putting in? So that matters too. And I'd say Spencer, though, he's found his groove. Like, obviously we scored 9 tonight, so like he might have let off a bit by the end of it. You know what I mean? But like when it mattered most, we were up 6-2, and like once it got 5 minutes left, yeah, he let in a couple, but it wasn't grind time. You know what I mean? But there's not another goalie probably in the league.
So I got a question for you before we go dark here.
About lights coming off.
Big Leaf fan.
Don't get me.
Florida Panthers. Who's the Florida Panthers of the summer? What team would give you that Florida Panther resemblance?
He wants me to
He
say
wants
it.
you to say it.
Real bad.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Just say no answer.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if there really is. I thought going in, obviously, it might be a team like Red, whatever, but I don't know. It's tough because even a team like yours, like Brent's playing fantastic, but I mean, I know it's not your team, but the team you're playing on, Brent's playing fantastic, but those guys have all played together a long time too. So it matters, like, where the team I have, the skill individually is obviously better than most of the teams, but just tonight we finally clicked and figured out how to play together. Those first couple games, it doesn't matter how much individual skill you have. Like even somebody like Ben Higgins, like he can be as good as he wants, but if he doesn't have other guys around him to play, I mean, you can see
Yeah.
what can happen.
And to come back to your point too, like what you said to me earlier was probably, it hit me really well, was like, you just got to be in the right spots, especially guys like, my skill or your skill caliber.
Yeah.
If you find the right spots,
They're going to find you.
Gillis
They're
found you
going to
twice
find
tonight.
you.
And then we had Carson last game when I played goalie. I remember I was on my right post. Puck was behind the net, so I push over the left post. Beautiful pass by Carson. It was like put on a platter to Reezy right in front of me. I get over, but Reezy had a nice finish. Nice finish upstairs, and I just didn't get over in time. But you're in the right spots. So like
That's the main thing with guys at my skill level playing at this in a league like this. You have to put yourself in the right position because you're not going to keep up with the speed. You're not gonna do all the fancy dipsy doodle. Like, yeah, I might be able to get away with that in the rec league, but something like this, in order for guys like me to have a place, like I stand in front. If the puck's cycling, I'm in front of the net. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's huge and it's fun. It's fun that there's a spot for guys like at my level to play, 100%. But you still have to play with IQ. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not amazing or anything, but I still try to play smart to make up for the other stuff. Where a lot of guys around my skill level might choose to not play in this because they're not playing with the same IQ, right? But
Stamina level is a big thing too, man. Like just
too.
like playing tonight, my first game in a while. Like, I feel okay right now, but
it's tough, man.
It's tough.
As we're getting older too, we're not getting younger, that's for sure. But no, this was a lot of fun though, guys. I know these guys probably trying to shut down here in a minute, but yeah.
Sweet. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks,
absolutely,
Jake.
boys. No, I know it started as a funny joke, but we got a little serious, and it was fun, boys. So
Awesome.
Thanks, Reezy, man.
you.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
bud. Thanks, dude.
Absolutely. See you, boys.
So yeah, we had a couple great interviews tonight. It was great to see the guys come up and want to be a part of this. Again, we're just two guys chatting about hockey. We love the game, like to play, love to promote what we have. Things are going well.
100%. It was cool to see everybody on there. Backer, Spence, and Reezy. We'll get some other ones. We had some others lined up, but they fell through today. Thought we had 3 pretty good hockey games. So I'll have to check in here with Purple Dragon, see how they feel about that game. But
9-5. I don't know if you guys can see the board or not, but they were in the game early, and then again, that Snacks team is just they'll eat you up, and they just kind of took over at the end. And again, the Hogs with a big win tonight, 9-4, 9-5 as well. Colchester Excavation continues their unbeaten season with a 6-3 win over the Bud Heavies, who are now on a 3-game slide. We'll have to change some stuff up in that dressing room. And then obviously the Underground Snacks beat the Purple Dragons, who are unfortunately still winless on the season. But, round 2 starts next Wednesday.
Yep.
And
we got the Hogs. Red's got the Hogs. That should be good.
Should be good.
Purple and Bud, and that leaves Titans and Snacks. I got to ask you, though, we're mid-season now. You going to change?
I can't, nah, the Snacks are too good. They're too good. Their team is, when Spencer was here and he talked about, the core of their group and how they've been together forever and they like playing with each other. And, I get that vibe from the Snacks. I am sure most of those guys know each other or played with each other growing up. They're all just exceptional hockey players. Yeah. And Jay touched on it a bit about like the skill level and whatnot. And they're at the top of the game right now. They're rolling.
Kind of want to adjust mine. I love the Titans, but I'm gonna.
You can't pick yourself.
No, okay. I'll put it on record. I think we're gonna have similar fate to the Winter. I think we're gonna have a good regular season, and the playoffs are gonna be tough. I think the way we played tonight, and I know it's only gentlemen's hockey, but it just wasn't good enough. But I think the Hogs are gonna get rolling here. I think Carson's got a few goals under his belt now. Bruce is playing at force. If Reezy's scoring, you're getting your supporting cast scoring some goals. Spencer's getting some ice time, getting some good shots and get good looks against good opponents. So Spence is starting to dial it in a bit. I almost want to switch from the Titans to Reezy's Hogs, but I don't know if I can really make that call. I still feel good about the Titans.
Titans, you can never count out Lee Davison, Ben Higgins, Glenn Frazee, again, Frazier. We cannot forget about Frazier. Sandy.
They're missing some key bodies.
Tonight,
yeah,
right?
They're missing Sandy and I think it's Sandy's son as well, Dan. They're missing both of them. Frazier wasn't here as well. They're definitely missing some key pieces tonight. Curry maybe didn't have the performance that he would want. I don't know if he's skated in a little bit, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. But he'll dial it in. He can steal games too. That's the thing about Jacob Curry, is he can steal games. Anyway, I like the Titans and I like the Hogs. And I think the Hogs are kind of, they're on that upward projection. You got to get hot. You look at some of the NHL teams when they get hot late in the season and how that affects their playoff runs. Maybe a team here will get hot. Maybe that's purple. Never know. But I'm gonna split between the Hogs and Titans just so I can not change my full original ballot. But Hogs and Titans anyone but the Snacks. Can I put that on air?
Yeah, that's
anyone
fine.
but the Snacks. The Snacks are the favorite. I'm a huge underdog guy. I always cheer for the underdog, so I'll go for Titans or the Hogs. But 6 good teams, and I honestly think it could be anyone's summer.
When all 6 teams make playoffs, it's going to really depend on who shows up when the playoffs come. It's going to be intense. I think it would be pretty cool if we actually did some streaming during the games. I think that would be unreal. We need some celebrations. Boys, start
We
celebrating.
need some hype. You can't have hype. Anyway, I already talked about that.
Yeah, so with 6 teams making the playoffs, it's just a matter of who shows up. Best 2 out of 3 series, I believe, right? So, yeah. So who's to say, the Snacks finish 3rd and they play the Dragons, who are probably going to finish last. Sorry, boys. But if they just show up one game and they win one game and that fire builds in that dressing room, I don't know, man. Maybe the Snacks start to doubt themselves and purple upset somebody. So I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season. Yep. I think things are only going to get better. The skill's going to get better. The games are going to get faster because, 1 and 2 get a bye.
That's right.
Right? So 1 and 2 get a bye. So if you want a little extra rest and 2 teams to beat up on each other, not physically, guys, gentlemen's hockey, but, guys are going to be going for that 1st and 2nd seed to get buys.
For sure. For sure. Thanks so much for joining.
This is great. This is awesome to do this more.
Hopefully get some more of these in good game. It's good to see you on the ice again, honestly.
Hopefully I get the call up again. Hopefully Kalen will call me up.
But that's good for episode 5. We're on 5 episodes in, halfway through the season, 5 games in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
I'm so happy we did that.